In this video, we're going to use Microsoft Excel to carry out a multiple regression analysis on these fictional data, and we're going to specifically use the data analysis feature in Microsoft Excel. So what we're looking at here are data that were compiled from the United States with respect to statistics on life expectancy for each of the 50 states, the high school graduation rate, the average income per capita per month, and the murder rate in those individual states. Now, what we have over here on the right hand side is a little bit of a description on each of our 4 variables in our study. If you plan to use this file to conduct a multiple regression analysis using RStudio, then you'll have to remove this description on the right hand side, but we'll stick with Microsoft Excel in this lecture. So the first item that we need to identify is what our criterion variable is, or our outcome variable, sometimes referred to in a regression analysis as the dependent variable. So the outcome variable in this study will be life expectancy, and the research question here will be the extent to which the high school graduation rate, the income level, and murder rate are predictors combined with life expectancy. And so the first step that we often should carry out in a multiple regression analysis is a correlation analysis. So we want to generate a correlation matrix across these 4 variables. And so I'm going to do that here. I'm going to go to the Data option in the menu. I'm going to go to Data Analysis. And I'm going to look for correlation. And I'm going to hit OK. And I want to make sure I click labels in the first row, because I'll grab those labels as well. And the only thing we need to do is to identify our input range. So once we have our flashing cursor in the box, we come back over to our sheet and make sure you grab the labels for each of the 4 columns. And I'm just going to highlight all of these. I don't bring over the names of the individual states, but just the data. Now those are all entered into the input range, and I hit OK. And now we have our data for our correlation matrix. And what we see here is that if we examine the relationship between life expectancy, I'll just scroll down here, life expectancy and life expectancy, we expect the correlation to be a perfect 1.0. But if we take a look at life expectancy and high school graduation rate, we see a correlation value of 0.58, indicating a moderate to moderately strong relationship between the percent of high school graduates in each of the individual states and life expectancy. We see a weak correlation between income level and life expectancy, and as expected, we see a negative or inverse correlation, a moderately strong to strong correlation of 0.78 between the murder rate in that state and life expectancy. So the advantage of conducting a separate correlation analysis to begin with when conducting a multiple regression analysis is to get a sense of which variables of our predictors are related to the criterion variable of life expectancy. And so that will end this introductory video, and then in the next video we'll go ahead and carry out the full multiple regression analysis.